video, we'll study the topics memory address decoding and 8031-8051 interfacing with external ROM and RAM. Memory address decoding. The CPU provides the address of the data desired for the operation, but it is the job of decoding circuit to locate the memory block selected. The memory chips have one or more pins called chip select, which must be activated for the memory content to be accessed. Sometimes the chip select pin is also referred as chip enable. The chip select pin of the memory chip, it is normally active low and would be activated by the output of the memory decoder. While connecting memory chip to the CPU, the following points are to be noted. The data bus of the CPU is connected directly to the data pins of the memory chip. Control signals read and memory write from the CPU are connected to the output enable and write enable pins of the memory chip. In case of the address bus, while the lower bits of the address from the CPU go directly to the memory chip address pins, the upper ones are used to activate the chip select pin of the memory chip. This chip select pin along with RD or WR allows the flow of data in or out of the memory chip. No data can be written into or read from the memory chip unless chip select is activated. Normally the memories they are divided into blocks and the output of the decoder selects a given memory block. There are three ways to generate a memory block selector. First one, using simple logic gates. Second, using 74LS138 decoder using programmable logic circuit. First one, simple logic gate address decoder. The simplest method to construct the decoding circuit is the use of NAND gates. The output of NAND gate is active low and the chip select pin is also active low. Hence, NAND gate is a perfect match for constructing the decoding circuit. In case where the chip select pin is active high, then AND gate can be used. Using combination of NAND gate and inverters, we can decode any address range. Example is shown in the figure. As shown in the figure, the higher address bits of microcontroller A15 to A12 is used to activate the chip select pin. The value set for this pins is 0011 based on the connection done to the NAND gate, so that the output of NAND gate is active low. This will result in the assignment of addresses 3000H to 3FFFH to the memory chip. The other address pins of the microcontroller A0 to A11 is connected to the address pins A0 to A11 of the memory chip, and the data pins D0 to D7 of the microcontroller is connected to the data pins of the memory chip D0 to D7. Next method is using 74LS138 IC, that is 3:8 decoder IC. This is the most widely used address decoders. It has 3 inputs ABC and generates 8 outputs. These outputs are active low outputs Y0 to Y7. Each Y output is connected to the chip select of memory chip, allowing the control of 8 memory blocks by a single 74LS138. Apart from the 3 inputs ABC, it has 3 additional inputs G2A, G2B and G1. The inputs G2A and G2B are active low and G1 is active high input. If one of the inputs G1, G2A or G2B is not connected to the address signal, then they should be connected either to VCC or ground depending upon their activation level. The example below shows the design and address range calculation for the 74LS138 decoder. The 3 inputs ABC are connected to the 3 address pins A12, A13, A14 and the G2A pin is connected to A15 pin, whereas the G2B active low pin is connected to ground and G1 active high pin is connected to VCC. The 8 output lines Y0 to Y7 will be connected to chip select pin of the memory chip, and the other address lines A0 to A11 are connected to the address pins of memory chip A0 to A11. Same way, the data pins D0 to D7 are connected to the data pins of memory chip D0 to D7. So in the function table, we can see the different input combinations of ABC results in one of the output line activated. So this will be possible only when the G1 pin will be active high, that is at 1 logic 1 value, and G2 pin at logic 0 value. So at this combination of G2 and G1, the value at ABC pin will activate one of the output. So in the example, when G1 is at logic high value and G2 is at logic low value, and the combination CBA is at 0, that is LLL, then the output Y0 will be activated. And if the combination of CBA is LHH, that is 0, 1, 1, then the output Y3 will be activated. In this way, one of the address will be decoded. Next is using programmable logic. Widely used decoders other than 74LS138 are the programmable logic chips. Example is PAL, that is programmable array logic, and GAL, generic array logic chips. The disadvantage of these chips is that they require software and a burner, but the advantage is they are more versatile compared to LS138. That is, they can be programmed for any combination of address range. This is possible because they have more inputs. That is, 10 or more inputs are available in PAL and GAL in comparison with 6 inputs in 74LS138, by which we can accommodate more address inputs. 8031, 8051 interfacing with external ROM and RAM. The 8031 chip, it is ROM-less version of 8051. It is a part of 8051 family as far as the execution of instructions and features are concerned, but it doesn't have on-chip ROM. To make 8031 to execute the 8051 code, it should be connected to external ROM memory which contains the program code. For many systems, 8031 is ideal since the on-chip ROM of 8051 will not be sufficient because it allows only 64 kilobytes for program. For 8751, 89C51 DS5000 based system, the external enable pin will be connected to VCC to indicate that the program code is stored in the on-chip ROM itself. Whereas for ROM-less version of 8051, that is 8031, the EA pin will be connected to ground to indicate that the program code is stored in the external ROM. Also, the program counter of 8031-8051 is 16-bit, so it is capable to access up to 64 kilobytes of program code. In 8031 or 8051, port 0 and port 2 provide the 16-bit address to access the external memory. Here, port 0 provides the lower 8-bit address A0 to A7 and port 2 provides the upper 8-bit address A8 to A15. Port 0 will be also used as a data bus. So it is used to provide the 8-bit data bus D0 to D7. So port 0, which is used as both address bus and data bus, this is called as address data multiplexing in chip design. So the address latch enable pin will be 0 when port 0 is used as data bus, and ALE pin will be 1 when port 0 is used as address bus. To extract the address from the port 0 pins, we connect port 0 to 74LS373 D latch and use the ALE pin to latch the address. This extracting of addresses from port 0 is called address or data multiplexing. In the figure, we can see the address data multiplexing of port 0. When ALE pin is 0, port 0 is used as data bus, that is sending data out or bringing data in. Whenever 8031 or 8051 wants to use port 0 as address bus. It will put the addresses A0 to A7 on the port 0 pins and activate the ALE pin to 1. Program store enable PSEN pin. It is an output signal for 8031 microcontroller and it will be connected to output enable pin of ROM containing the program code only in the case of external ROM. That is, to access the external ROM containing program code, this pin is used by the microcontroller. So when the EA pin is connected to ground, which means there is external ROM connected, the 8031 or 8051 fetches the opcode from the external ROM by using PSEN pin. Figure below shows the connection of PSEN pin to the OE pin of ROM. So this PSEN pin will not be activated in systems based on 8751, 89C51, DS5000 where EA pin is connected to VCC. Because EA pin connected to VCC indicates that the on-chip ROM contains program code and not the external ROM. There are times when on-chip ROM or off-chip ROM for the program code will be used. So in such cases for 8751 system we could use on-chip ROM for boot code and external ROM will contain the user's program. In such a system the EA pin will be connected to VCC and upon reset 8051 will execute the on-chip ROM program first and then when it reaches the end of the on-chip ROM it will switch to external ROM for the rest of the program code. Figure shows the on-chip and off-chip program code access. For example, in 8751 or 89C51 system with both on-chip and off-chip ROM code and EA pin connected to VCC, the controller fetches the opcodes starting at address 0000H, then goes on to the address 0FFFH, that is last location of the on-chip ROM. Then the program counter will generate the address 1000H and it will be automatically directed to the external ROM which contains the program code. The 8051 has 128 kilobytes of address space. 64 kilobytes are kept aside for program code. Program space, it is accessed using the program counter to locate and fetch the instructions. In some example where we place data in the code space, we use the instruction movc a, at a plus dptr to get the data where C stands for code. The other 64 kilobytes of address space, it is kept aside for data. The data memory space, it is accessed using the data pointer register and the instruction MOVX will be used where X stands for external, which means that the data memory space must be implemented externally. To connect the 8031 or 8051 to external ROM containing data, we use the RD pin number 17. For the ROM containing the program code, PSEN pin will be used to fetch the code. For the ROM containing data, RD signal will be used to fetch the data. Figure shows the connection of 8051 to external data ROM. MOVX instruction. MOVX is a widely used instruction which allows access to external data memory space. To bring the externally stored data into the CPU, this instruction will be used. The syntax is MOVX A, at dptr, where the byte of data which is pointed to by the data pointer register is read and stored in the register A. Although both MOVC A, at a plus dptr and MOVX A, at dptr looks very similar, but MOVC instruction is used to get the data in the code space and MOVX is used to get the data in the data space of the microcontroller. External data RAM. To connect the 8051 to external SRAM, we use both RD and WR pins of the microcontroller. So this is shown in the figure. MOVX instruction. In writing the data to the external data RAM, the instruction used is MOVX at dptr, A, where the contents of register A is written to the external RAM whose address is pointed by the data pointer register. A single external ROM for code and data. Assume that we have 8031 base system connected to a single 64K x 8 external ROM chip. This single external ROM chip will be used for both program code and data storage. For example, the space 0000 to 7FFFH is allocated to program code and the address space 8000H to FFFFH is set aside for data. To access the data, we will use the MOVX instruction. Also, the PSEN pin will be used to access the external code space and RD pin will be used to access the external data space. To allow a single ROM chip to provide both program code space and data space, we use an AND gate to signal the output enable pin of the ROM chip. This is shown in the figure. In some applications, there is a requirement of large amount of memory to store data. So the 8051 can support only 64 kilobytes of external data memory since the data pointer register is of 16-bit. To solve this problem, we can connect address pins A0 to A15 of the 8051 directly to the external memories A0 to A15 pins and use some of the port 1 pins to access the 64 kilobytes blocks inside the single 256 kilo into 8 memory chip.